Oh yeah, we'll see. Everybody came back to do their voices. So Tommy Davis is back. Bullhorn. Honey B, Kim Whitley, and we got some other voices too. JB Smooth is in the pilot and Cliff McVow.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Is that true? It was originally supposed to be called like Superbad or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mike really wanted to call. That's how it kind of happened. Like Mike was in Bulgaria shooting. What was it? Undisputed 2. That's what it was doing. And he was like listening to Superbad, the song by James Brown, on his iPod. And then he's like, "Hey, I should be a blaxploitation character, you know, called Superbad." And then a movie that I won't name. But actually, I like Black Dynamite better, just as a title. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were going through other titles for him, and I actually came up with Black Dynamite and Black Magnum. Magnum Black or something like that. And John Steingart, the producer, I think I like the Black Dynamite one better. I was like, okay.
Yeah, besides Mike, in the movie, you got so many cameos and stuff like that. How did you get so many different people together? Because, I mean, you got guys from NBA basketball players to like Brian McKnight to, like, you know, crazy off-the-wall cameos. Yeah, how'd you get so many people in such a, you know, a tight-knit project?
Yeah, a lot of those guys are just friends with Mike, so he just, like, called them up, you know. And actually, in that pimp scene, like, we had, like, people... we had people who were supposed to come, but like something happened to their plane or something. Like Macy Gray was going to be a female pimp in it. But literally, like her plane got stuck, and so like in Atlanta or something. So like we had to shoot the scene. They're all friends.
Right.
Is there gonna be? Is the Pimp Council gonna appear in the animated series?
Not this one, but maybe we'll do another Pimp Council. We'll expand on the Pimp Council idea for an episode.
I got 2 questions. One, why did you guys leave the Brian McKnight pimp scenes in? And 2, is he going to be in the cartoon?
It's still in the movie. It's just in the credits. Wait, what? Oh wait, you saw the bootleg version. What? The Brian McKnight? Because that was in the bootleg version, my friend. It was he's in the credits. That was the version that was shown in the barbershop.
After watching the movie, what scene were you disappointed that did not make it to the final cut?
The only thing well, here's a weird thing. Okay, in the scene in the restaurant scene. They're going. One of the militants says. He says, well, it's hard. He says they're talking about M&Ms. Who makes M&Ms? And in the bootleg cut, he goes, the white man. And then, like, they say something else, and then he goes, no, those white men. Like, but I cut out him saying the white man, and I wish I left it in. I said it's just like one little line, but then, you know, yeah, because we're just trying to pace it up or whatever. But it was weird because you hear the head of the militants go, oh yeah, those white men. It doesn't really make that much sense, but you have to be really listening and paying attention to care about it.
The things I found funny about the movie were the mistakes on purpose. Like, you know, the boom mic would come in and like there's bad editing, but it's like, no, it's bad editing because it's to mimic the bad editing.
It was AJ's first time. So.
It's hard to like mimic the like. How do you purposely make something look bad?
A lot of those things were accidents actually. Like, so remember when Black Dynamite shooting the guy and the car door gets stuck on the street? That was real. Remember when the car was rolling when he was about to jump out in his Chilean donuts? That was real too. He just literally just forgot to stop the car. So like a lot of that stuff. But on the phone too, like when Black Dynamite's trying to hang up the phone on the guy, but he really couldn't hang it up. It's just in other movies, when you mess up, you don't actually stick it in the movie. So that was a difference.
We got the preview for comic book. Obviously, it was handed out. It's been being handed out all weekend. There's only a few pages. Are you consulting and writing the stories that are going to be in the comic books too?
I haven't. This one. This was actually written by one of the writers from the cartoon.
Okay.
But it'd be fun to write a comic book. You know, there are other ones. I don't know. That'd be great. It'd be fun. But this one's good though.
On the subject of all those like goofs that were left in, were any of them actually scripted? And also, with the film being as quotable as it is, was all these like really kind of like hysterical and off the wall lines, were they all scripted, or was any of that improv?
Most of them were scripted. One wasn't. But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in the community. Secret Yarborough. I mean, he's only on camera for like a few seconds, but we definitely have to give him in the cartoon.
So I'm assuming that the end, the credit roll, like at Cedric Yarborough, like that was improv?
Yeah, he improv that. The first time he said it, we were like, oh!
In the back?
How did you come up with the idea for what I think is the most incredibly brilliant sex scene in any movie?
Well, that came about because I knew I was not going to be able to get Sally Richardson naked. So, like, I knew it was like, what kind of sex scene we were going to have. Like, I had to think about it. Well, Sally Richardson's not going to get naked for us on this movie. So yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, I remember those, like when I was young, I had like an uncle who had like a black velvet painting. I was wondering if we just did the zodiac sex sign, as a thing. Then we don't have to get anybody naked and then the scene's over. So that's how I came up with it, but it worked out pretty good.
This question's for Adrian. I went to see you perform with the Black Dynamite Orchestra, and you had several songs that were not featured on the soundtrack. Are those coming out at any time?
Yeah, actually, Adrian's working on a new record right now. So it's, in the vein of the Black Dynamite, sort of deep soul, but definitely trying to move a little left of center so he can explore some of his own personal weirdness, I guess. But yeah, hopefully, if he can finish everything on time and I get the album into the year, probably early spring of 2011, you should see some of those.
But there's a couple of those songs are from a soundtrack that I did called Venice Dawn. It was a fake Italian movie from the 60s, and I just put out a soundtrack. And that's actually how I got the chance to really do this film. So there are CDs out there called, if you just research Venice Dawn, that's out there, but like 3 songs away from the next album.
You made a soundtrack to a movie that didn't exist. Yeah, it was good.
Any other questions?
I was just wondering if you got any feedback from some of the actors who had been in these types of movies in the 70s, if they'd seen the film, if they liked it or not.
Yeah, most of them liked it. We had a couple. Gloria Hendry from Black Bill Jones came out. She really liked it. Jim Brown saw it. Like, Michael Jai White is really close to Jim Brown, and he actually showed it to him in his screening room, and he kind of gave him his blessing, which is really good. He's mostly based on Jim Brown, especially the love scenes and everything. Where Jim Brown's all awkward and everything, because he's such a big macho guy, and Mike was really channeling Jim Brown for those. Fred Williamson didn't like it, but he didn't see it. He was totally bad-mouthing it, but it was really funny because it's first of all, Fred Williamson talks about himself in the third person. Fred Williamson don't do no comedy, so you don't do comedy that way. I love Fred Williamson.
Is Fred Williamson aware that he did Original Gangsters?
Yes. Can you, each of you, tell us what your favorite blaxploitation film is?
Oh, that's easy for me. Candy Tangerine Man.
Mine's it's either the Mac or Black Caesar.
Mine would, well, I have to do it in two categories. Unironically, the Mac is cold-blooded and hard, and good. As a joke, which then kind of influenced Black Dynamite a lot, was Avenging Disco Godfather with Louis Rickmore. We just, I mean, that's the movie we just lifted whole lines from. So.
Well, if nobody has any other questions, we can watch it. A couple over here. Sorry.
Who's the marketing team? Because my friend was telling me that this was in the theaters for like 5 seconds. And for me, this is like one of those movies where I would have gone to see, and I live in Jamaica. So if this was in Jamaica Plex, I guarantee that this would have been sold out for like weeks. So who messed up the ball on that end? It's a great movie that should have been a film and it should be seen by everybody because it's so hilarious and so many memorable lines.
Well, you know, well, I can tell you how what kind of happened was we had a screening in